Guten Tag, everybody. Welcome into the Front Yard Fantasy Hour presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-host, Josh, and this weird newcomer replacing JL, Tony.
Who you calling weird? I'm Tony from Brooklyn. Come on.
Guys, we are also joined by a very special guest here today to play some poll perception with us. He's an NFL analyst for RotoWire and the host of Fantasy Sports Radio on Saturdays. Jim Coventry, thank you so much for coming on today, my man.
Oh, excited to be here. Excited to talk football with you guys. Last time I was here, Josh had no sleeves. This time he's got no sleeves. We are dressing for success.
I can't help myself.
Josh, getting sleeves on Josh is one of the most difficult things you can do. It's unreal. The second you get them on, you turn around for 1 second, they're busted off.
Explode. Yeah, just explode the sleeves off.
Absolutely explode the sleeves off. Like I said, guys, we are going to play some poll perception today. Before we do that, I want to remind everyone, if you are here watching right now, that means you are on the FanDuel YouTube or Twitch channels. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're on Twitch, hit that follow button. There is a whole team of unreal content creators with FanDuel out there helping you win some money and win your league. So you guys want to make sure you're not missing out on that. And check them out on their other socials as well. Their TikTok is fire right now. Our boy Justin is over there putting out some awesome TikToks with FanDuel. So make sure you guys are not missing out on that. We got Bambo in the chat saying, hey guys, what's up, Bam?
Let's go, Bam!
How's it going? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Excuse me. Sorry. It's those kombucha burps again, messing with me. Guys, we're going to play some poll perception. Before I pass it off to Tony from Brooklyn, who's going to be hosting for us today, I'm going to run through the rules for everybody real quick. How this game works. JL or Tony found 7 polls before the show. These are going to be NFL or fantasy related polls. Our job is to guess the results of these polls. What does the public think about these players? JL will propose one of the polls to one of the contestants. Let's say to me, he'll ask me what percentage of people chose side A in this poll. I'm going to give my guess. I'll give a percentage. Josh and Jim, you guys would then be responsible for guessing the over or under on my guess. The closer I am to the real number, the more points I'm going to get. If you guys correctly pick the over under, you'll get points. We're going to do 6 rounds like this, alternating who's setting the line. And then in the 7th and final round, all of us will give a number. Whoever's the closest is going to get 5 points. Unless they hit it right on the head, they will get 10. The person with the most points at the end of 7 rounds is the winner of poll perception on this Friday. You guys ready?
Wait, I should have asked you this beforehand, Jim. I can't believe I forgot. But are you ready to lose today?
Oh,
yes. I come here to lose. That's my sole purpose of joining the show. Last time I was here, I got all the questions right, and I got none of the points. It was really fortunate.
Fantasy Fortune.
First game.
First time.
I'm pretty sure Jim was the first time, yeah.
I got one question wrong, actually. I got like 12 right, 0 letters. Like,
believe it or not, Jim, that has been a theme of Fantasy Fortune. I found that people are really good with the puzzles or really good at answering the fantasy questions, rarely both.
I fall on the puzzles side. I will let everyone else do the work for me, answering the questions and putting letters on the board, and then I play cleanup duty coming in and solving the puzzles. But Jim is a whiz at those questions. We got Rum Boys in here. What's up, Robbie? Dilly. Glad to have you in here. And FanDuel said Halloween party. It is a Halloween party. We are
somebody say party
here. Rum Boy said everyone like and share. Absolutely. Make sure this gets out there. People can get in here and come play some games with us. Bam has a question for us to start the show off before we start playing some some poll perception. If Devonta Parker ends up playing, is he a better start over Gaskin at flex? So, Jim, we'll start with you. Would you be starting Devonta Parker if he starts or Myles Gaskin in your flex spot?
The problem with Parker is he's likely to see a lot of Tre'Davious White, and I don't think Tua is going to be able to get the ball in there. Now, what I do like about Gaskin is we know that Malcolm Brown is on the injured reserve. And so now we saw 63 to 65% snap share for Gaskin last week. The one place you could ding the Bills a little bit is a pass-catching running back, and Gaskin profiles there. So I like Gaskin not to run for a lot of yards, but I think 6 to 8 catches is a real possibility if they're getting blown out. I like Gaskin there.
Josh, are you going Gaskin as well, or are you going Parker?
Yeah. I mean, we're not 100% sure if Devonta Parker starts, and we don't know how healthy he is, even if he is in the game. Gaskin's healthy. Malcolm Brown, he's not playing, so Gaskin should get the majority of touches out of the running back. I'm nervous about the Bills' defense, but I would go Gaskin here.
There we go. JL, are you agreeing?
For me too. Yep.
Yep, I think we're in full agreement here with Gaskin. JL, there was a little bit of lag there, but I think you said
like Gaskin.
And that Gaskin sounded just like Gaskin from what I could tell. Rum Boys with all the spooky emojis. That is so spooky. I love it. And take it to the his. He said, F is for fun. Indeed, it is. Front yard fun. That's what we're doing over here today. John Luke, are you ready to run this game of poll perception?
His name's Tony.
Yeah,
Tony.
Simon. Am I good? Am I less laggy now?
You're good.
Yeah,
now.
you good. You look so serious, Tony.
I'm always serious. Tony's never not serious.
Let's go, Tony.
All right. You guys ready for your first poll?
What's the order? The way it's laid out?
What you see at the bottom. Simon, Jim, and then Josh. Go. I randomly selected.
I like it. Yeah, that's perfect.
Simon, you're going first. You ready for your first poll?
I guess so. Let's
I need a win. It feels like forever since I won poll perception, guys.
Because it's been forever.
Yeah, I know.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
Simon.
Going down.
Here is your first poll. Who would you rather have in a Superflex Dynasty League? Mac Jones or Jalen Hurts? What percentage of the public chose Mac Jones in this poll?
Oh, no.
This is a rough one. Every poll I see Mac Jones or another quarterback, I'm consistently surprised by the percentage of people that chose Mac Jones. Like it happens every time. Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins. I just am always shocked by the percentage that are on the Mac Jones side. And don't get me wrong, I think Mac Jones is going to be a successful NFL quarterback. I just think his fantasy ceiling is quite capped compared to some of these other players with how the Patriots want to use him and how they have used him so far. Just look at his route tree or his pass tree for the routes his receivers are running. There's not very many high value passes coming out of there. But man, that being said, people like Mac Jones and people are down on Jalen Hurts. There's concerns that he won't even be the starter through the end of the season. While I disagree, I'll say I think I'm going to go on the Mac Jones side of this, and I think I'm going to say 52%. I think it's going to be just over that halfway point, 52% Mac Jones.
All right, 52%
I
Mac
could be
Jones.
so wrong here.
Jim,
this is a tough one.
You going over or under?
No, higher percentage for Jones.
Going over?
Oh,
all right. Him taking the over. Josh, you taking the over or under on 52%?
I was kind of ready to take the under, but Jim seems so confident that I'm like, what am I? See, the problem is, so many people out there are just wondering if Jalen Hurts is going to be the starter even the rest of the season, let alone next year. But he's scoring the fantasy points. He's the number 2 overall quarterback in fantasy leagues? Mac Jones he's been fine. He's been really good NFL wise, not great, pretty bad fantasy wise. I wouldn't say bad. He's been fine fantasy wise, like below average. Man, 52% might have been a good guess. I'll take the under. You split us, Simon.
I
taking
split
the under.
I was trying to buy my time to be like, what? I don't know.
Also, a reminder for everybody watching in the chat, play along, give us your guesses. If you are close, we will shout you out. And if you're wrong, very wrong, we will mock you relentlessly. So get those answers in there. It's more fun if you play along, and then you can make fun of us when you do better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jay
asking, where's JL? I don't know. Who's this JL guy you guys keep talking about? Get out of here.
Just a loser that's usually on here.
Oh, that's pretty mean. You should think about what you say before you say it. You might hurt somebody's feelings. All right, Albert, guessing 30%. FanDuel in here, 55% for mac and cheese. Everybody knows Mac and Jones is lactose intolerant. He only eats butter noodles. Get out of here, FanDuel.
And it's not even real butter. It's that vegetable spread.
I can't believe it's not butter. It's the vegetable spread. Maria with 64%, and Maria saying Rosie with 46%. Oh, just switching up the letters.
In the chat, I put the same as Maria.
I see
64.
64?
Yeah. It's got to be 64 then.
Look at that, right?
Oh, man.
Well, I'll tell you the real answer. The actual answer that chose, or the actual percentage that chose Mac Jones in this poll as the quarterback they'd rather have in Superflex Dynasty League is
52%.
one last minute guess here at 53% by Van Bo.
I like the
I would take that.
anticipation.
54%.
Oh no! I'll take it. That was pretty
54%.
damn good. And Jim gets the points for getting the over. Josh,
Jim, you correctly
edged
gets the
out
over.
on that one.
So more
And-
people are taking. Oh, Dan, spot on, Dan.
Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, they're all good now. Everybody's coming in.
But honestly, Bam, you killed it. You killed
And
it.
And
FanDuel.
FanDuel,
And
55%.
Daddy
Absolutely loving it.
FanDuel. Look at that
A
kind
nice,
of guess
nice
right
little
there.
Sammy. Nice little Sammy right there.
You know, I really thought that it'd be higher on Hurts, and I didn't know you guys were commenting, so I'm going to throw mine in. But the whole thing was, I mean, Hurts legitimately could be a backup quarterback within a year or two. And we've seen running quarterbacks, unless you really have something special going.
Lamar
you can find
Jackson.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know he's not Tim Tebow. I know he can throw better than that. But
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is not a great thrower of the football right now. So anyway, we'll see what happens, right?
In terms of dynasty value, Jim, where do you put Mac Jones? Like, what's his long-term value?
Well, if you're going to start two quarterback, again, I guess that should have been part. I mean, if I kind of assumed it was like kind of start two quarterbacks, and in that case, he's going to be around. He will be a QB2 for a long time, probably 10 years or so. He'll be a QB2, and so there's value there. I don't see him as a QB1. But a guy who could get me a year or two and then maybe be a backup and have no value at all, that's just basically how I'm valuing that. He's a steady guy for a long time.
Yeah, no, I agree. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, super flex changes this. Like if this is not super flex, it's almost got to be Jalen Hurts because he has so much more upside than Mac Jones will ever have. So when you're only starting one quarterback, you're probably never going to be extremely happy to start Mac Jones. I say never. He's a rookie. A lot could happen, but Jalen Hurts has that rushing floor. I still would probably slightly prefer Jalen Hurts over Mac Jones myself in a super flex dynasty league, though.
I'm with you, Josh. It's very close, but the way I play dynasty, I'm looking at 1 to 2 years, max 3. I'll take what I view as 1 to 2 years as like a QB1 production from Jalen Hurts, and if he isn't the starter anymore, then I guess I lose out on value there. But I completely agree with what Jim said. Mac Jones has the long-term value over Jalen Hurts, like the more secure long-term value. I think it's just the difference in how you play dynasty or how you like to construct your rosters.
And one more thing. One thing that I struggle with in these dynasty superflex leagues is having 3 viable quarterbacks. It's always difficult to have that third quarterback.
Yeah.
So I guess when we're looking at it this way, I love your guys' point about Hurts, right? Because I mean, you want to win now because you can't presume the future at all, which is great. But just finding a quarterback who I could plug in for bye weeks and injuries, there's some value there. But I love your guys' answer. I think Hurts short term is a great call.
That's a great point.
Let's see, Jay in here saying, I don't trust polls that Tony got. And FanDuel saying, Tony's polls fell off a truck. You going to question my integrity? You going to question Tony's integrity? Get out of here.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. FanDuel. That ain't even a real name. Bambo in here said, Mac Jones continues to improve. I could see a Phillip River type career. Oh, noodle arm Phillip River.
Just one Phillip River.
Just
yes,
one Phillip.
Yes.
Well, not all the
if we're
rivers.
being honest.
And with
Like
2
Mac
L's in
Jones-
it.
Mac Jones is going to have a longer career than Jalen Hurts. I mean, I'm willing to say that. It just seems that way so far. So yeah, he could be playing for a long time. He's a very accurate quarterback.
All right, you guys ready for the next poll?
Let's do it.
All right, Simon,
All right.
you were what, 2 percentage points away? Gives you 5
was.
points. Jim, you
Yeehaw.
correctly gets the over-under, gives you 2 points. Josh, get it together, man. I thought you were professional down there.
I'm trying. Simon's guess was too good.
Too good. All right, Jim, this one is coming to you.
All right.
Be honest.
it.
Which would you rather have in Dynasty?
Yeah.
11 2022 firsts
I saw this.
or Jamar Chase? What percentage of the
this.
public chose 11 2022 firsts?
Be honest.
I can't remember the results, but I did see this poll.
Oh, this is funny because nobody likes next year's class, but the odds of getting one hit out of those, and I don't know what the public's going to say, but I'm going to. Oh man, Jamar Chase, that's tough.
11 2022 first.
You know, I don't, you know what? I think people are going to go with Chase because they already know kind of what they've got here. So I'm going to say, so I answered this right. I'm going to tell you what side's on Chase so I get this answer right. I'm going to say 78% on Chase. So whatever that comes out, if it's 22, the other side,
22.
22.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're going with 22. All right. Josh, is the actual percentage over or under 22%?
I mean, I understand. 11 first-round picks.
Herschel Walker.
How do you even get
11
11 first-round picks?
I mean, obviously, I don't think this is a realistic question. They're just like showing how valuable Jamar Chase is, more or less. But Jamar Chase is awesome. He's the man. He's my dynasty wide receiver 1, but he's not worth 11 first-round picks. I got to take the over. I've got to take the over here.
All right, Josh taking the over. Simon, over or under?
I think the answer might be under, but just like I can't bring myself to even say it. Like I like it was low enough that I feel like I have to take the over, so I'm going to. But man, I could see this one. People just seeing Chase's name, understanding like the almost ridiculousness of this poll, and going like just proving the point. Know what I mean? The point here is Jamar Chase is very valuable, and I could see people answering this poll just saying like, indeed he is. So they would go heavy on the Chase side. I'll take the over as well, though.
All right, Jim guessing 22%, and Josh and Simon are both taking the over. And Bambo in here saying 30. He'd say 30%. He or she would say 30%. Albert saying 25%.
All right.
Yeah, Maria saying 30%. Well, they're all pretty close to yours. And oops,
I'm glad I didn't get this question. I'll be honest. I have no idea what I would say percentage-wise.
Jay saying, does the winner tonight get a cannoli and some gabagool? No. You pay for that if you want it. All right, the actual percentage that chose 11, 20, 22 first in this poll is 64%.
Yes.
64%.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I did not expect that. I saw this poll, but I thought it was still going to be on the Jamar Chase side.
Yeah, that is.
That's why I said I was really nervous if I got this poll. I have no idea what I probably would have been like 50-50. And it would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Also, before we discuss this one a little bit, FanDuel dropping some spooky fantasy credits for Kevron. He drops over his FanDuel username. So that's a reminder for everyone in the chat. They've got some Halloween presents if you've got FanDuel usernames. So stick around, play some games with us. And FanDuel is going to be dropping some Halloween surprises in your inbox if you give them
it's nacho
your
cheese.
FanDuel username. What'd you say,
Everybody
Joe?
knows it's nacho cheese.
It's nacho cheese. They're just going to squirt nacho cheese straight into your FanDuel account.
Yep. Bambo saying, can you even hold 11 players from a class? It's a good question.
You'd have to make some room on your roster. I imagine in the process of acquiring 11 first-round picks, you emptied up some space on your roster.
Yeah.
like if you acquired 11 first-rounders, you probably got either some players you can drop or you've got those bench spots already.
All right. Sorry, Jim. I gave you a tricky one there. Incidentally, you unfortunately were too far away. No points this round. But Simon and Josh, you correctly guessed the over-under, giving you 2 points each. It's still anybody's game. Josh, you ready for your poll?
That's me. I'm ready.
Mr. Crossing Guard or construction worker or something else.
Yeah, whatever you want to call
Could be
it.
anything.
It works.
All right, here's your poll. Which would you rather have in Dynasty PPR League? Allen Robinson or Kadarius Toney? Somebody say Toney. What percentage of the public chose Allen Robinson in this poll?
Oh my God. All right, so let me just break it down mentally in my own brain real fast. It's a Dynasty PPR League. Kadarius Toney, he had those 2 games, I believe, that where he really popped off in a lot of people's minds. He became a wide receiver you want for the future, the future of the New York Giants, more or less. Allen Robinson has done literally nothing this season. Like nothing that inspires you to even put him in your fantasy lineup. So how can you be confident about him going forward in a dynasty league, right? However, there are some rumors circling around that Allen Robinson could get traded, which would be great. I don't like seeing wide receivers getting traded midseason, but if anyone, it's Allen Robinson. That's a good thing. I got to be on that Kadarius Toney side, I guess, which sucks. That's crazy. It's crazy to say out loud. I'll say 40% of people said Allen Robinson.
Locking in 40%. All right,
Sure.
Simon, is the actual percentage over or under 40%?
I think in general, fantasy players need very little convincing to buy in on a rookie, and Kadarius Toney gave us some real reasons to buy in. Like it seems like fantasy players are looking for a reason to get excited about these new players, and Toney gave that to us. So I'm gonna say under. I think
Somebody
even
say
fewer
Toney?
people took Allen Robinson.
All right, so you're going under.
Yeah.
Oops, I think yeah, okay. I got this. All right.
Nice
Jim.
try, Josh.
What? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. That's not
Josh
me.
dropping his FanDuel username in the chat.
Oh,
Nice.
shit. Josh Fuster. I don't know.
Busted. Look at this. Busted.
Look at
Straight
that
up.
face.
Straight
what was
up
your percentage
busted.
again? What
His
was your
percentage was 40%. What do you think, Jim? Over or under
40.
40%?
I'm going to go over because of recency bias.
You're going to take the over.
I'm going to take the over.
All right.
So you think more people chose Allen Robinson?
So, I always get screwed up on it. I think more people chose Toney. I think more.
Okay, you would take the under then.
So under.
Okay.
Yep.
Take in the under.
What did you
Yep.
take, Simon? Sorry,
Under.
I was too busy trying to, steal some FanDuel cash.
I took the under as well.
Okay.
I think people are
All right.
hyped on
I
Toney.
knew I
right
should have
now.
went with 36.
The double under. Albert in here guessing 41%. Kev with 52%. All right. The actual percentage that chose Allen Robinson in this poll as a wide receiver they'd rather roster in Dynasty PPR League is 33%.
Okay.
33%. Pretty good
That's
guess,
fine.
Josh. Pretty good guess.
job,
You were
Jim.
7 percentage points away, which is going to give you 3 points. Jim and Simon, you both got the under. Congratulations. You each get 2 points.
Good job, man.
Yeah, we did it.
Jim, let me ask you this. Which one of these wide receivers are you taking first? And is it close at all in a Dynasty League?
You know what? And I don't necessarily like Robinson's age. I believe he's still 26. I believe
20?
that. I'm not sure.
Robinson's 28.
Yeah, let's look that up. But if he's 28,
Let's vet that.
Yeah.
28,
I don't-
and his
I don't-
birthday's in August, so he's like
so he just turned 28. Well,
he's a
I
fresh
guess
28.
so based on that age, and we talked in the last segment about the super flex quarterbacks and do it now. Robinson's probably got 2 years. Bears aren't going to be able to franchise him again. So you would get 2 years of Robinson in another place. So you know what? I am going to go on the Robinson side. If he goes to a team where they want him and he gets a pass first quarterback, I still believe Allen Robinson is a top 5 NFL receiver. He could do things. If he was in so many other players' positions, if he was a Devonta Adams position, he would blow away Adams' numbers. I really believe that. So, yeah.
Wait, what was just said?
If Aaron Rodgers had Allen Robinson instead of Devonta Adams to throw the ball to, Allen Robinson is a better football player.
Wow.
And it's not close.
That's a hot take, Jay.
And honestly, I'm trying to. Tyreek Hill is better than Allen Robinson because he could do crazy, things. There are not many players. Allen Robinson, remember, he has never played with an average quarterback ever, and he's had 1,400-yard seasons with bad quarterback play. What do you have? 12 or 1,300 with the Bears. He can do anything on a football field. The one thing he probably isn't great at is he doesn't have phenomenal deep speed. But he can still get past you deep. He can win 50-50 balls. He could go over the middle. He can run routes at the best of them. He could beat double coverage. He could beat press. Allen Robinson is an elite superstar player who's been in horrible situations.
I'm not sure I'm quite as far on the talent, or that argument, but I fully agree with the point. The argument for Toney, I could think you would talk about upside with Toney, but how are we going to talk upside and not apply that same thing to Allen Robinson when we have seen that upside on the football field? I'm on the Allen Robinson side of this as well, but only in Dynasty. In redraft, give me Kadarius Toney for the chance that he pops off for the rest of the year.
Yep.
What do you guys think is Kadarius Toney's upside in Dynasty? Where are you valuing him? After the small sample size that we've seen going into the offseason, this upcoming offseason.
I want to see his health the rest of the season because if he's the guy who's going to consistently get nicked up, there are players like that, and if he can make it healthy through 6-7 games, what I've seen from him, he has great separation skills in the short to intermediate area of the field and the little bit of time we've seen him on the field. I didn't see that. He could start and stop extremely well. So if he gets a healthy run, I think he's a top 17, 18 type receiver if he could do that type of thing. And with his age, the age and that together would make him, like, again, top 18 or so, because he has his career in front of him.
Yeah. Josh, what do you think?
So first of all, I agree with these guys. I'm taking Allen Robinson over Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney's upside, like, he has all the upside in the world. He could be a top 10 receiver. I mean, what he's shown on the field so far is electric. Got ball in this guy's hands. He can catch, and I didn't believe it coming out of college. He didn't really show it as much in college. I was a little nervous for him. He didn't look like a pure, number one wide receiver that we're used to. But man, get the ball in this guy's hands. Like I said, he is electric, so he could be a top 10 receiver. That's his upside. Right now, let me ask you guys this: would you rather have him over Terrace Marshall at this point?
Terrace Marshall, man, he had to play with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
Yes. Simon, what do you think?
I don't, as long as DJ Moore's in that Carolina offense, I don't see any path for Terrace Marshall to be the alpha wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. I see a route for Kadarius Toney to be the number one receiver on the Giants. I'll take Kadarius Toney, but man, that's really, really close for me.
So I agree with you. What I think here is Terrace Marshall, he was one of the better size receivers come out of the class.
Yeah.
But I wonder if these outside clasher type receivers have a limited ceiling unless they have elite downfield speed, which again, the cover two shells we're talking pre-show about, that may negate that. Kadarius Toney may be a fit in the NFL that's starting like this year with the two safeties high. Underneath and separation is going to be critical these next 3 or 4 years. And what Toney's shown as a short time is the ability to succeed in what the current version of NFL defenses are going to be.
A great point. Really great point, Jim. Super insightful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. He said thanks. He said, I know.
He's like, I know that.
I still lean Terrace Marshall.
You still lean Terrace Marshall? I don't blame you. I loved Terrace Marshall. Pre-draft, you would have asked me, it would have been Terrace Marshall slam dunk.
Yes.
But I'm on the Toney side now.
I almost
now they're neck and neck.
Yeah. I was so distraught because I didn't realize Rondale Moore was still on the board when I took Kadarius Toney in one of our dynasty leagues, and Josh was right behind me, scooped up Rondale Moore. Now I feel not so upset about it. And I feel like
they'll take Rondale Moore over Kadarius Toney too.
I'll still take Rondale Moore.
Super
a lot of
close.
people will.
All three of these guys are still right next to each other in how I personally would rank them in dynasty.
Jim, are you going Rondale Moore or Kadarius Toney?
That's a tougher one.
It is tough because I imagine it's going to be Rondale because AJ Green will be gone soon, and Rondale Moore has to be a function of the offense. Right now, he's a gadget guy because they don't need him. They have three receivers who are starting, and they haven't figured out how to use Rondale Moore. And again, the things Toney could do are special, but Rondale Moore's measurables are off the charts. And I know he's got hurt a lot, like back in his college days. He's a powerful little dude with crazy agility, acceleration, and speed. And I think if he's weaponized by a coach, he could be a transcendent type player.
Yeah, absolutely.
We saw it last night. Rondale Moore we talked about how electric Kadarius Toney is. I mean, Rondale Moore, I think even takes it a step further.
He's so exciting. Every time he touches the ball, I'm thrilled to see what happens with Rondale Moore. Like, it's one of those moments where I just get excited. Even on punt returns.
Yes.
All right, you guys ready for round 2 of polls here?
Let's do it.
All right, Simon.
I'm nervous.
Coming back to you. Here's your poll, my friend. This one comes in from Ryan Williams, who, if you've been watching our show, he's been on the show before. Fantastic content creator for FanDuel. And Ryan asks, comeback player of the year. Sorry, I read that weird. Comeback player of the year odds updated on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Who you got? Joe Burrow, plus 800. Dak Prescott, minus 300. Or Carson Wentz, plus 2,000. What percentage of the public chose Joe Burrow in this poll?
it's a weird one because you kind of have to take into consideration like the odds a little bit, like which one you rather bet on. I'm assuming, right?
I'm trying to interpret the who you got. Like, just who do you think is going to win is kind of how I'm reading it. So I'm going to take it a different way from you, Josh. Like, you may make your over-under guess differently, but I'm going to think most people write it as like, who do you think's going to win comeback player of the year? And you know what? I think Joe Burrow is going to run away with this a little bit. It has been exciting to watch. He's got Jamar Chase. So a lot of the storylines are revolving around Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. People don't want to like Carson Wentz, even though he's been doing pretty well down there in Indy. And that Cowboys passing offense has been significantly, or has had a much lower pass volume than we expected after week 1. So it hasn't been as exciting, not as many storylines. I'll say, I don't know if this is too high. I'm going to go 65% Burrow, even in a 3-way poll. I'll go 65.
All right, 65% Burrow. Jim, you think the actual percentage is over or under 65%?
I'm definitely going under. The national media has really talked up Dak Prescott, and they played nationally televised games already. And I think that bias seeps into the consciousness where Burrow's been great, but a lot of people aren't seeing those games.
All right, Jim taking the under. Josh, what do you think? Over or under 65%?
I'll tell you, Simon, I feel like the only way this poll, you're going to be correct here, is if the people are taking it the way I kind of took it, is where like, what are the best person to bet on? Yeah, I think it might be Joe Burrow plus 800. But if they took it your way, if they took it like who's going to win it, Dak Prescott should win this poll. I got to take the under.
Taking the under. All right, double under.
America's team, like FanDuel said.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are making me nervous.
Saying under. Everyone pulling for America's team. Facts.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Jerry Jones salting his Egg McMuffin. Albert saying 50%. Kev saying 56%. Good guesses in here. Maria said, JL, did you pick this poll just so that everyone would say Tony?
Tony.
And also, I loved this one. Josh said, the only way Simon's right is if he's entirely wrong. Like, the only way Simon's correct is if he's completely wrong following his own logic. Yep.
Well, yeah, no, it's just Joe. Well, Dak Prescott's injury could account for play into this too, maybe a little bit, right? Yeah, maybe.
The poll would have had to have been done yesterday, though, and my guess is I thought about that. It's a great point, but the poll had to be done before yesterday.
Yeah, if people are nervous about the injury, Joe Burrow could win this poll.
Okay.
All right, and Maria guessing 43%, just in under the wire. All right, the actual percentage of people that chose Joe Burrow as the comeback player of the year is 45%.
Yeah,
45%.
He had to get the majority, though. I'm assuming, huh?
You write the plurality. Right, the plurality, right?
Prescott got 44%. So just under, and Carson Wentz got 11%.
Okay, makes sense.
And honestly, Carson Wentz, he can't. I mean, for comeback player here, he really should be the guy who win it because his career, not due to injury, he was completely broken, and he's actually playing well. And I get it; it's usually an injury-based award. But Wentz is defying crazy odds. We knew Burrow would be back. We knew Prescott would be back. We didn't think there was many chances.
Wentz was kind of left for dead.
Right.
I agree with you, Jim. I agree with you. But I think people just don't want to buy into that narrative. They don't want to buy into the Carson Wentz comeback player narrative because of the vitriol that's been spit towards him in recent years based on his performance. But I think you're 100% right.
Yeah, no, really great points. So let's see, Simon, you were 20 percentage points away, which gives you no points. And you gave a chance. You gave Jim and Josh a chance to come back.
We needed this, Jim.
I could have run away with it there, but I did not execute. I pulled a JL.
You could have.
I'll be honest, like looking at this poll, you're right. Having discussed this, it's probably going to come down to whatever team has the best record. Whoever's team out of these guys, well, they have to play the season, right? That's the first step. But whoever has the best record out of these guys, I think is going to probably win this award. And Carson Wentz might be the best one to bet on considering these odds.
Yeah.
But like Brent Musburger says, it's not about value. It's about cashing a ticket. I love that.
Hey,
right?
Hey, there we go.
I love it.
I love
I
it.
love it.
Let's go.
Simon,
Carson
what do you?
Wentz plus 2,000. It's still $0 if he doesn't win it. It doesn't freaking matter what
That's
his
true.
odds are.
That's true.
What are we gonna ask, JL?
Simon, what do you think Joe Burrow's ceiling is in Dynasty?
Well, he doesn't have the rushing upside like some of these other top tier quarterbacks, right? So it's going to automatically put him a little bit behind the guys like Kyler, Josh Allen, Lamar. But that very next tier after those guys, that's where Joe Burrow lands. He's right there with Justin Herbert for me, like in that range. I have Herbert slightly ahead of him, but I may change that because look at the weapons that Burrow has with him. He's got Chase, he's got Higgins, these young superstar wide receivers that he's going to be throwing to for the foreseeable future, the next couple years at least. He's a top 6, top 7 dynasty quarterback. Right after those rushing guys, I think you have to at least bring Joe Burrow's name up. I'm not saying he's the next guy up, but you got to talk about him when you bring up the Justin Herberts.
Yeah, absolutely. What about Carson Wentz, Jim? Carson Wentz, he's, obviously he's in Indianapolis now. He's in redraft leagues, half PPR, which doesn't matter. I don't know why I said it. He's a QB 17. Should fantasy players be looking to throw Carson in their lineups in the second half of the season? Should they be excited to roster Carson Wentz?
2 quarterback leagues for sure. I do think he'll be a quarterback 2 for the foreseeable future. A great streaming option. I've got an instance this week. Dak Prescott Sunday night game. We don't know what his calf situation is. If it's even dicey whether he's going to play or not, got to put Wentz in. Not that that's an option, but I'm not unexcited about having Wentz in there. Wentz should have a strong performance against Tennessee. He played well in a crazy torrential downpour last week.
Yeah.
So he has a great floor. The offense is tailored to him, and it's good. He's going to get 2 TDs in most weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he looked good. I was at that Baltimore Colts game, and man, he looked great. He looked fantastic in that game, at least in the first half. Suckers. That was a good game. Maria got super close to that one. 2 percentage points away. Super nice. Super nice.
You were going to be super off today, Maria. What the heck?
Yeah, what the heck?
You're killing it.
Killing it. All right, you guys ready for your next poll?
Yeah.
All right.
Also, Dak Prescott, these betting lines, don't bet on him with this injury. It's going to be tough for him to win comeback player of the year if he misses a decent amount of
If
games.
you had to put money down on this on these odds, which one would you pick, Josh?
Probably Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. What about you, Jim?
Yeah.
I would fade it right now because of the Prescott injury. I don't want to, because if Prescott's fine, I think he wins. And again, I want to cash a ticket. I don't want good value.
Yeah. Great point. What about you, Simon?
I'll throw it on Burrow. I've got faith that he's going to win. I really love what I've seen so far. And I think Jamar Chase may be the ticket to Joe Burrow winning this comeback player of the year award.
Yeah.
It helps.
Definitely.
Man, I love Jamar Chase so much. My love for him grows every single day. Like I decided last weekend to finally move him into that dynasty wide receiver 1 spot. Josh, I know you and I talked about it, but I wish there was a spot higher I could put him because every time I go back and watch tape, I just get more and more excited about this player. He's so much fun to watch.
Dynasty wide receiver 0 sounds like something different.
Sounds like an insult.
I'm going to be hung for this one.
Let's do it.
But
hit us. Hit it.
What's the spot, Jim?
Why isn't anybody wrapping up Jamar Chase? I've seen 2 70-plus yard touchdowns where a defender literally made no attempt to wrap him up. And I know he's elusive, and I know he's great. I get that. And he was better than Justin Jefferson in college, so this shouldn't be a huge shock. But some of these plays have been absolutely ridiculous at the level of poor tackling. And we don't see this every week. This has been very unique to him. And I want to see how the rest of the season goes. I know he's a great player. I'm not questioning that. But I feel like these numbers are a little bit inflated by 2 crazy bad plays by defense.
Yeah. And if that happens twice, it can be coincidence of bad tackling, right? But if it happens regularly the rest of the season, if we see defenders missing him like that for the rest of the year, then we can profile him as this is an elusive guy who makes guys miss. But right now, I think that's a great point to bring up, Jim. Yeah. Small sampling size, JL's worst nightmare when it comes to evaluating stuff.
I think it's a mixture of both, though. For example, the Ravens game last weekend, Jamar Chase, he had that awesome touchdown, but the Ravens, especially the cornerbacks, they love coming in for the ball and trying to punch it out on almost every play. So I see so often where it goes right for the Ravens defenders that I get why it happened there, especially with a person as talented as Chase.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
That's a great point. All right, let's move on to our next poll here. Jim, this one's for you. All right, who's your dynasty?
Go down, Jim.
Who is your dynasty running back 1?
Oh God.
Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, or Najee Harris. What
You're
percentage of the
missing
public?
DeAndre Swift.
I was going
What
to say.
percentage of the public chose CMC in this poll?
What percentage chose CMC? I'm going to say it's low. 2 injured seasons. He's still fairly young. I'm going to put this number 23%. 23%.
23%. All
All
right,
right, you said
Josh.
it was low. You said it was low, Jim, and I was like, oh, he's gonna go real low.
Go low. You said I'm going
Real
down, so
low.
I'm already halfway to the ground anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. No, I thought you were gonna go lower than 23%.
Wait, Josh.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just looking at the other options here. You know, it's Saquon Barkley, who I don't think is going to get a ton of votes either. Najee Harris and Jonathan Taylor are probably going to be similar to Christian McCaffrey. Wow. I'll take the over.
Taking the over. Simon, you think the actual percentage is over or under 23%?
Man, first of all, I think you did Jim dirty with some tough polls. Both of his
I really
polls
did.
have been
I deserve it, man.
That was
Pour it
not
on.
intentional whatsoever.
Pour it
like
on,
you
man.
got like I'm looking at both the polls you got, and I'm like, goodness gracious. I think 23% is a good line. You're gonna split us. I'm gonna take the under. I think even fewer people are gonna take CMC. If option C was DeAndre Swift instead of Saquon Barkley, I would be more comfortable taking the under. But it's Saquon Barkley. I'm still going under, but with less confidence.
Just
Going the
remember,
under.
3 months ago, CMC was still the number 1 dynasty pick. 3
Yeah.
months
Yep.
ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I
on the
took the
spot.
over.
That's true.
But Twitter's so
right.
reactionary. You know that's not the right thought process, Josh. What are you doing?
All right. Albert guessing 36%. FanDuel saying lower. And Maria agreeing with FanDuel. Says FanDuel says lower, I go lower.
Believe that.
All right. The actual percentage of people that chose CMC in this poll as their
over.
dynasty running back 1 is
Should I have Queen
over.
Bead this? Should
Well-
I have Queen Bead this?
Definitely over.
Come on.
15%.
No!
Nice.
15%.
Excellent guess, Jim.
Oh,
Excellent guess. You took the hard poll and you made it your B. You got 3 points because you were 8 percentage points away. Very nice. Simon, you got 2 points for correctly guessing the over under.
Can you give us the results for this poll, Joe?
Yes, I absolutely can. Jonathan Taylor got 65% of this.
I would have voted on Jonathan Taylor, Joe, if I saw this.
Jonathan Taylor, 65%. Najee Harris, 16%. CMC,
Wow.
15%. Saquon, 4%.
Whew.
I was right on my breakdown. I said
You were.
Jonathan Taylor and Najee were going to get first. Saquon's going to get least.
You were right.
Does that give me a point?
That gives you
Nope.
nothing. Absolutely nothing. Jim,
Oh,
Saquon, 4%. Is that too low or is that right?
I go back to last year's preseason. I was out on Barkley when he was healthy coming into last season. I remember reading Warren Sharp's book in the preseason of last year, and Barkley was over 1 full yard below the NFL average on both 7-man boxes and 8-man boxes. The only time he thrived was 6-man boxes, and the Giants don't dictate that box count frequently. And I really believe he's still the guy that wants to dance. He still wants to beat you to the corner store. And he doesn't have that level of speed. Very few running backs do that. They could beat you to the corner. And I think Saquon is not that guy. And now you had the injuries. No, there is no scenario. I faded him again this year. I'm no part of him.
Are you, and so I'm guessing that you don't even want to buy low on Saquon in dynasty leagues.
No, I have between the injuries and again, when he's been on the field, sure, he's a nice pass catching back, but the days of Eli Manning, I'm throwing him 100 passes are long gone. You know, I know Daniel Jones might throw him 75, 70, targets, might see that. But again, if he can't run and gain positive yards between the tackles with success over a full yard below the NFL average, I don't have any desire to pick him up.
Yeah, no, it's totally understandable. Simon, do you agree? Jim here, are you fading Saquon Barkley? Or are you buying low?
I'm somewhere in between. I'm not sending out trade offers for Saquon Barkley, but if he's on my teams, I'm not selling low either. I think he's probably got more value than you can dictate on the open market right now. So he's a guy that's just a solid hold for me in Dynasty. I'm gonna ride out the value, and he's gonna get the work if he's healthy. You know what I mean? He may not be efficient with it, but that work is going his way. And in fantasy football, there's value in that alone. So it's more of a adjust your expectations of Saquon for me than a fade Saquon for me. Don't view him as the number one overall guy. View him as a top 12 guy, like a RB1, if he's healthy.
Josh, if you were drafted today in Dynasty, who are your top 5 running backs?
I love that you asked me that. Actually, I was actually just thinking about that. Christian McCaffrey's still in there. DeAndre Swift is in there. Najee Harris is in there. Jonathan Taylor is in there.
Who's number 5?
And I'm gonna put Alvin Kamara in there.
Very nice. In that order? Is that the order? Or you'd have to dive into that.
Yeah, that's not the order.
That's not as clear. Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. You guys ready for the final poll before the final round, the penultimate poll?
Let's do it.
All right, Josh. Redemption is 9.
Spot on right now. Let's go.
All right, here's your poll. Who is the Dynasty? Who is your Dynasty 101 wide receiver now? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, or other? What percentage of the public chose Jamar Chase?
Man, other could be anyone. It could be Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill,
Brandon Cooks also falls under the other category.
He does.
OBJ.
So do I.
Jim falls under other.
AJ Green. Yeah. Jamar Chase. Okay. So I do think Jamar Chase is going to get the most votes out of all these options. Justin Jefferson, close. I love Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb too, though. So it's, I'll say that, darn it. I'll say that 36% of people chose Jamar Chase.
Oh, man.
Say it again.
36%.
Simon, it's the actual percentage over or under 36%.
That's a good guess, Josh.
Yes. I love that you're hesitant because I was Jim's reaction there. I wasn't sure if he was like going to go. He's like, Okay.
I'm very, very close on this one. I think I'm going to go. I'll take the over. I think ever so slightly over, but I think your guess is right there. I think the hype from what he's doing.
Yes.
I don't necessarily think he should command 40+% of this vote. It's closer with Justin Jefferson and CeeDee than maybe my comments earlier led on. I love those players as well, but I'll take the over. Man.
And I posted in the chat, I guess as soon as it came up, I said 34%. You said 36, which is why I was like, because it's like that close. And so I'm going to stick with my number. I'm going to say under.
Sticking with the under?
2% under, but under.
Split the room. Simon taking over. Jim taking the under on Josh's guess. 36%.
I'll take 35% on this.
Let's see. We got some guesses here. Albert with 40%. Kev with 41%. And FanDuel saying, did AJ Green let go of Rasul Douglas yet?
My God.
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
That play. What the heck?
That was ridiculous.
Poor Kyler laying on the ground after, that was a sad way to go to bed. Was like the last thing I saw was Kyler just looking so sad.
They would have tied the game. They would have tied the game too.
It was a back shoulder fade. It's the most staple plays for a receiver. And this dude's been in the league forever. I mean, all you literally have to do is just turn and it's a touchdown or incomplete and you kick the field goal.
Right.
Man.
AJ Green, what are you doing?
What are
Maria,
you doing?
what are you doing? Maria saying 49. I'm going crazy.
Oh,
Whoa.
All right, the actual percentage. People that chose Jamar Chase as their Dynasty 101 wide receiver right now is 59%. 59% on a poll with 2,859 votes.
what?
I did
Yeah.
not expect that. I thought it was going to be like 40, 42 in that range.
Man,
Jamar
That is
Chase season.
now. I hate this game.
Jamar Chase season.
59%.
59%.
I guess I get it. I get it.
Recency
wild.
bias.
Maria was the
Recency
closest.
bias is
Yeah,
a hell
yeah.
of a drug.
It is. It is.
Oh,
That's completely the determining factor. Justin Jefferson's having a good season, but
A great
nothing-
season.
Right, a great season, but not compared to Jamar Chase.
No, yeah. that's
Simon,
true.
what-
You're right. You're right. He's having a
what did-
great season.
I think after the stream yesterday, it was yesterday or the day
It's over
before,
CD
you were
Lamb.
asking, is it crazy to take Jamar Chase 101 in a dynasty league? Is it crazy to take Jamar Chase 101?
the reason I asked that is because right now, like this time in particular, compared to like any time in the past couple years, is the most uncertain that the number one overall pick in a dynasty league has ever been. Like for the past 3 seasons, I can't think of a time where it was less clear who the consensus 101 was. And so I think that opens the door up for a young guy like Jamar Chase, who is being launched in that conversation. I don't know if I'm there yet, that if he is for sure my overall number one dynasty pick, but I think you got to talk about it when you talk about who is the 101 in a one quarterback dynasty league. He's in the conversation, right? You can't leave his name off the list when you're talking about who deserves to be picked first overall.
Yeah, I think I'm with Jim. It's just my response to you at that time, Simon, was like he'd had to produce at this level for you're basically saying that you're expecting him to produce at this level going forward. From now on, he's always going to have this, and I don't think it's just
Right.
too small of a sample size to really trying to extract that type of trend. But yeah, that's truly wild. 59%. People obviously do. I don't. You might have to trade 11, 20, 22 firsts to get him if you have it. If you
Jamar
have it.
Chase, so hot right now.
So hot.
What I have to look at here, and now the Ravens play primarily man. And I haven't thought back because Chase really just kind of came upon us quickly. And I do need to look back at the defensive formations he's seen, because he may be another guy. If they're playing teams with the 2 high shells, it's limiting Tyreek Hill. It's making him human. The games Tyreek Hill went off were against teams that didn't do that. They were teams that weren't used to him either. They were, I think one was an NFC team, the Eagles maybe, and they were teams he hadn't seen. But I wonder if Chase, if he's seeing a steady diet of 2 high shells, I wonder if the plays underneath are going to add up to that. Again, it's something that small sample size, but we're going to have to look at this as not all the teams are doing the 2 high shells. They're getting close.
Yeah.
But that's going to be interesting with him, because right now he's a big play guy, and not a lot of big play guys are getting big plays.
And do they shift him in how they use him, or is Higgins the beneficiary of that whenever they play teams that are running that? Because Higgins is heavily involved in this offense as well.
Yep,
15 targets last week.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I do
All
see
right.
a question here in the chat. Clap says, any updates on Gallup? And do you think he will be productive in PPR leagues when he comes back? There's no official updates on whether he'll play this week or not. I think there's still a chance, but I wouldn't be starting him in any fantasy leagues, even if he does play. Now, going forward, can he be productive in a PPR league? He absolutely can be. Obviously, Dak Prescott needs to be healthy because there are concerns with that right now. But he can be productive, yes. But I feel like his ceiling is very low. He could get 5-6 targets a game, 5 catches a game. And, 5 catches for 50 yards a game. That's kind of what my baseline is for him. So productive, he's going to be fine. You can throw him in as a flex if you need to, kind of deal, in my mind.
Yeah.
Do you guys realize that Dalton Schultz has been out targeting both Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb over the last few games?
It's crazy.
insane.
I knew Amari Cooper, but I wouldn't
they're
have guessed
tied.
CeeDee Lamb.
Lamb had
Okay.
the 11 target game, so they're tied at 22.
Okay.
But you want to go back 2 games further, and Schultz has out targeted him.
That's
And-
wild.
Yes, and honestly, Michael Gallup is an outstanding receiver. And I have to think the coaching staff has to get him into the mix. And remember, of their receivers, he is going to see the least attention. Because if you're going to play a defense that's going to focus on stopping somebody, it's going to be Lamb or Cooper. It's not going to be Gallup. And you have to think those big plays, which they're not getting right now, are going to be there. I just can't see Dalton Schultz continuing to get 6 to 8 targets a game if they have Michael Gallup on the field. They're playing. Since Gallup got hurt, I'll shut up in a second too. Since Gallup got hurt, Dallas went to a lot more 2 tight end sets. I think it's because they don't want Cedric Wilson on the field full time. And so we saw Schultz and Jarwin. And they're both like Schultz is playing like 75% of the snaps. Jarwin's still at 50. I think Michael Gallup's snaps go way up and the offense is configured a little bit differently.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I'm super interested to see how that's the target share shifts.
So AK in your redraft leagues, right? I don't know.
You cut out, so I don't know what you said, but right. You're right,
Schultz,
Josh.
Sell Dalton Schultz in redraft?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you bench him? How do you bench him at this point, right? I mean,
trade him away.
Oh,
if you can.
Well, you know what? A sell high would be definitely in the cards because I don't see how that target volume keeps up.
Yeah.
How do you keep throwing in more passes than Amari Cooper's seeing, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right. You guys ready for the last poll?
Let's do it.
Do you have a piece of paper by any chance? If you don't, it's okay. You don't need one. We are going to write down
Jim,
our last
pencil.
I could type something in the chat. I could type mine in the chat. Will that work?
You have a phone?
I do.
Or you can just say it out loud first.
Or say it out loud. Either one. So as a reminder, this round's a little different. Each contestant is going to give us a percentage answer, and closest is going to get 5 points. If you get it exactly right, it's 10 points. If 2 contestants guess the same number, they both get whatever the reward is.
And Jim, if you're saying yours out loud, Josh and I are going to write ours down before you say it, so there is no worry about us like changing our answers to prices.
So here's what I'll do. I'll type mine in the chat. You tell me when you want me to click send, and as soon as you click send, I'll click it that second.
Perfect.
Okay, that works. All right, here's your poll. Your final poll. Do you like candy corn?
Oh.
Yes, definitely.
I did not see this coming.
Or no way. What percentage of the public chose yes, definitely?
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
This is the fastest I've ever written down my percentage, I think.
I'm locked in as well.
3,026 votes.
And what percentage said yes, right?
And FanDuel said perfect final question.
Can I click send now?
Not yet.
Yeah, I got my written down.
Yeah.
All right, Simon, you got yours?
Yep.
All right. Josh, what's your guess? 18%. 18%. All right, Simon. Or I'm sorry, Jim. Let's see. Your guess was 41%. 41%. And Simon.
My guess is 7%. I don't know if you could even see that.
7%. All right.
I got some range here. I got some range. Oh, Albert and I. Let's go, Albert. Yeah.
A lot of people don't like it. It's true.
I know.
People hate it.
I do not like candy corn. Well, I did when I was a kid. Ate a whole bag of it.
Yes.
Got sick. And that's the story.
Oh, it wasn't the candy corn that got you sick, but we can talk about that off the air.
Yeah, you know it is.
I like candy corn, guys. I like it. I know it's
that checks out. That matches.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
All right, Simon, you guessed 7%, right?
I did. Very low.
Josh, you guessed 18%.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, you guessed 41%. Maria guessed 25%. Kev said 100% yes. Kev is a candy corn fiend. And Albert guessing 18%.
Albert, let's go.
So love Kev said, I'm done with this show. He's put up with everything we've done up to this point.
Yeah,
but disparaging candy corn was where we crossed the line.
All right. The actual percentage of people who chose that they like candy corn is 35%.
Who?
Jim.
I think that's Jim. Jim nailed it. And that gives you the win. Oh my gosh.
Jim.
The last second candy corn comeback.
Candy corn redemption comeback. You won, Jim. Fantastic.
No way. Seriously?
You're the
You
winner.
won,
That,
Jim.
that 5
You won,
points
Jim.
pushed you over the
Oh my
edge.
gosh, that's hilarious. And so you mean like when Josh told me I was going down and they were gonna kick my tail
Yeah,
and the
You
yeah.
actually doubled
It
my
didn't
points,
happen.
Jim. You
and the
doubled my
pregame
points.
flexing and all that stuff. So that's all like gone.
It's all gone. You did it.
It did not help. That's for sure. I was joking, Jim. I was
I know.
obviously being
I was having fun.
sarcastic.
Try and walk it back.
I didn't want to win. I didn't want to win.
No, I know you didn't. I know you were totally setting me up for success. And Maria, thank you. I appreciate that. It took a non-football question for me to win. Understand that.
Hey, it was
I don't know.
all the questions beforehand too, Jim. That
I was
got
gonna
you
say,
there.
even with the football ones, you were still kicking Josh's ass before we got into candy corn back there.
Barely kicking my ass. All right.
Now I justified this poll because it came from Good Morning Football, so it's football
Oh, yeah.
related.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
that's
No,
totally
I
worth
liked
Yeah.
it. I liked it. I liked it, honestly.
It was a great way to finish the show.
Yeah.
Well done,
Good
Jim.
Halloween.
We're gonna be wrapping up
First
here.
who got it right.
We're going to be
Damn it.
wrapping it up here. Jim, thank you so much for coming on today. Everyone in the chat, if you are not already following Jim on Twitter, go follow him at Jim Coventry NFL and check him out on Saturdays on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio where he's hosting. Jim, this has been so much fun, and you got that W. I'm sad I didn't win, but you came in here and you got the W. Thank you so much, my man.
Biggest W's hanging out with you guys. Much appreciated. Everybody was here. Seriously mean that. A lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Guys, that is going to be it for us today. As a reminder, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to FanDuel on YouTube and follow them on Twitch. There's a whole team of awesome content creators pushing out fire content, so make sure you guys sub and like this video as well. Thanks for the thumbs up reminder, JL. Robert, no, you rock, Robert Stone. And FanDuel saying have a safe and happy Halloween and a fun Halloween. Get out there and do it. Happy Week 8, everyone. That's going to be it for us. Josh, I know you got one more thing to say.
Trading makes fantasy fun.
It does. That's going to be it for us. Make sure to tune in on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time for our Sunday night recap right here on Halloween. We're still going strong. We will see you guys then. Until then, adios, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Love you guys. Love you all.